Hey everybody, and welcome back to Rocco's Kitchen. Tonight we are going to be making another classic risotto, a staple, as you could say, in the Italian cuisine. But you see, I've been working all day, I'm a little tired, so I'm going to use the assistance of my sous chef tonight. And tonight, my sous chef is a little glass of Larceny bourbon. Great price point, awesome sipping bourbon. Salute. Anyways, oh, she's so good to me. Let's get to what we need for this. For your risotto, you're going to need arborio rice. That's a medium grain rice with lots of starch. You're going to keep adding some stock to it. It's going to pull all that starch out and gives you that nice creamy texture you're looking for with your risotto. We got a half of a yellow onion diced up. About a cup and a half of the king of cheeses, Parmigiano Reggiano. Give it up for the cheese, huh? And we got about 2 cups of baby bellas sliced. I like to use baby bellas or creminis for this. It's a real nice texture. It's got a bite to it, real woody flavor, and it'll hold up to this cooking process. We're going to add some roasted red peppers to that as well, which we have here. We're going to start with a couple pads of butter, and we're going to finish with a couple pads of butter. And before we get to cooking, I want to show you. So your mushrooms, they pick them out of the dirt. They usually still got some dirt. You don't want to soak these things in water. They'll suck it up. You'll have a waterlogged mushroom. What you want is take a paper towel and lightly dampen it, or a kitchen towel, and just wipe that dirt off like so. Look at that. Easy peasy. Pop the bottom out. Get your handy dandy knife, and you're ready to go. It's as easy as that. But if you soak them in water or try to rinse them off under the sink, they're going to soak up a bunch of water. It's going to hold all that water. It'll ruin the integrity of your mushroom. All right. Also, got 4 cups or so of chicken stock over here heating up that we're going to be adding to the risotto. You do want your chicken stock to be hot when you do this. It doesn't have to be boiling, but you want it to be hot. So that's it. Let's start cooking. Okay, so now to make your risotto, you're going to need 2 saucepans. We got our chicken stock over here heating up, and I got half the butter melted over here, and we're sweating our onions in that. Now once these onions start getting translucent, I'm going to start sauteing my mushrooms. Then we're going to add our rice, and then we'll be making some risotto. Now my onions are starting to get translucent and nice and tender, which I can feel with my spoon. They're starting to soften up a bit. So we're going to add these mushrooms. Beautiful baby bellas. I'm just going to stir those in until those start to soften up a bit. And then we'll add the arborio. Look at that. It looks beautiful. And you can tell the mushrooms are ready because they look wet. You see that? You can see the water just start coming out of the mushrooms. You know they're ready to go. So we're going to add our arborio. And do about a cup and a half here. And now this is important. You want to coat each and every grain of this rice with your butter. And then you don't want to just start adding your stock all wimbly nimbly like. You want to let it toast for a little bit. You're going to see a slight browning of the rice. And that's a good thing. It's going to give you a lot more flavor, get a nice nutty flavor. The longer you toast it, the nuttier it gets, but you really just want just a little bit. A little browning on there, and you're ready to go. Start adding your stock. We're just going to keep stirring. So that's the whole thing with risotto. You gotta take care of this little baby and grow it into a beautiful dish. Right now it's an infant. It's just coming to life. And you're gonna feed it. You're gonna feed it stock. And you're gonna stir it and feed it and stir it and feed it till it becomes a beautiful risotto. So we'll be back in just a couple minutes once we start getting some color on these guys. Look at that. Nice and golden. Lots of color on there. So now, this is the key to making risotto, and that is adding a little stock at a time. Now to start, I'm going to probably add maybe 3 ladles. I'm going to stir it. And I'm going to keep stirring it until that rice soaks up almost all of that liquid before I add more liquid to it. You don't want to just add all the liquid at once. The whole process of making risotto is adding a little bit of liquid, stir, 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 let it suck all that starch out, and then you add a little bit of liquid. Stir, 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 stir. Pull the starch out. So that's what you're doing. By doing that, you're pulling the starch out of this rice. And it's going to make it a nice creamy dish. You'll see some people add heavy cream and it's garbage. You don't need it. The starch that comes out of this is going to be enough to make a beautiful risotto. I worked for a chef one time. He dumped the rice, the arborio rice, this beautiful rice, into a pan, covered it in water, wrapped it up in plastic and tinfoil, and put it in an oven. And cooked it like some common white rice. It hurt to watch. But, I didn't work there for long, to say the least. Anyways, see how that's soaking up that stock like that? There's almost nothing left. You almost want to go to the point to where it starts sticking to the bottom or so. You want almost all that liquid out of there. And then you're just going to take another ladle and add another ladle. And you're just going to keep stirring and ladling and stirring and ladling until your rice is cooked. Or just al dente. Then we'll finish it up with the cheese, the peppers. We're going to season with some salt and pepper. See what it needs at the end. But that's it. Just take care of her. Feed her. She'll grow into some beautiful risotto. Well, this is getting close. It's a little more than al dente right now. So we're going to keep adding some stock. And we're going to keep stirring. But at this point, I am going to add my peppers. So a little more of that flavor will cook into the rice while it goes. And I'm going to season it some with some salt. And we're going to be adding some cheese that has a good bit of salt content. But rice, any starch really, it's going to take a good bit of salt before it has enough. I'm going to add a little bit right now. Add a little pepper right now. I'm going to keep adding some stock. And I'm going to keep stirring. Until that rice is right where I want it to be. And I want it to be loose. I don't want it to stick together like a ball either in the end. So I'll show you more about that once our rice is cooked. We've been stirring it, and the rice is where it needs to be. It looks beautiful. And now we're going to throw in our Parmesan Reggiano. Stir that in. Like so. Add maybe a little bit more stock. It's looking pretty good. We're about there on consistency. A little stiff. Want it to be loose. Not too loose. You're not making soup. A little bit more. That looks amazing. You see how it like melts? You push it, it melts into itself. That's what you're looking for right there. Alright, we'll taste it for salt. It's amazing, but it does need just a little more salt. Hit it with a little more pepper as well. That's freshly ground black pepper. You get a lot more flavor out of it if you grind it yourself. You don't have to, but hey, why not? Give it a stir. We're gonna try it one more time. And that is done. That is delicious. Let's plate this bad boy up. Let's take a look at what we got. See that, how it nice and loose. It's not just a thick clump. That is what you're looking for. Maybe we could finish that with some more of the king of cheeses, Parmesan Reggiano. Have another taste. And that's amazing. Now you can do that as a side dish. You could leave out the mushrooms, the peppers, you could do whatever you want. You could add asparagus. You can make it as an entree. Put a piece of chicken on top of that. You got an entree right there. It's great. I love it. Just takes some time, some care. Very easy, very simple. Little love, little finesse. You got some good food. Now if you like it, subscribe, like, do whatever you want. Salute.